Hello future developers, welcome to another tutorial at ABCD. Today we'll be doing margin and then padding. These are very crucial attributes in CSS styling. So margin and padding. So as you can see here, I have the margin or the padding. Okay, so the padding is within the document or the text itself. Okay, the margin is between your text and then the entire document. Okay, so the walls of the document. So margin is outside the text or document, and then padding is within the documents or the file. Okay, so we are going to create something we call div, div. Div is a container. Okay, so div is used to create a container for our elements. Okay, so I'm going to copy all of this and then I'll put them in the div. Okay, so div, then you close it. Okay, div, so I have my div. So in between the div is my document. So main.css, in my main.css, let's refresh and see what happens. Okay, so it's a container. Okay, so I'm going to type div, and then the curly braces or curly brackets, and then I would type margin. So margin colon 20 pixels. Okay, then I'll terminate it. So the margin, when you use margin, okay, we have margin right, top margin, right margin, left margin, and bottom margin. Okay, so for all these sides, top, down, and then so when you set to 20, meaning it's going to affect the entire of all these left, right, up, down margins. Okay, so I've changed my background color, then I'm going to refresh. Okay, so you can see what's happening. Okay, so this particular div, so you can see the container. So on top of this, okay, so the background color has been changed to this color, and then look at the margin. Okay, so the margin, so you can see the margin. Okay, so 20 pixels. And then let me clear all this out so we have we see the actual effects. Okay, so I'm going to refresh it. Okay, so refresh it, you can see 20 pixels for the top. Okay, so the margin, okay, so that's our margin. So main.css. Then let's try our padding. So padding 40 pixels. And then let's refresh the browser so you can see what happened. Okay, so within the document itself, okay, the text itself is the padding. Then so that's our padding, and that's the text itself. Okay, so you can see 40 pixels. Okay, so 40 pixels for the padding. Okay, so there we can do margin top. Okay, so it's going to affect only the top of the margin. When you refresh, okay, you can see it's affected only the top of the margin, 20 pixels. Okay, so 20 pixels for the top of the margin. So you can do margin down, or you can have you can do that margin hyphen right or left. So let's use margin down, then 50 pixels. Okay, so I need to terminate it with a semicolon. Okay, so it's always good to terminate your this, other than that it won't work. So when you refresh it, so refresh it, the base of the bottom of our lesson should be 50 pixels. Okay, so margin down. You can, when you copy this, or I'm going to delete this, then we can add more. So we have 30 pixels. Okay, so it's clockwise. Okay, so from the top to the right, then to the bottom, and then to the left. Okay, so it's clockwise when you do it this way. So when you give this attribute to your margin, this is how you do it. So you're starting from the top, so I need to remove the top and then do it margin 20 pixels for the top, the right, the bottom, and then the left. Okay, so different pixel values for these various sides of the margin. So when I refresh, you should see, okay, you can see the margin for the top. Okay. See the margin for the top, so the padding. Okay, so you can see that So at the bottom there's 50 pixels there, so just right click and then click on inspect, okay, to be able to see your margin, your padding. Okay, so another way is also to just type and do the same thing for our padding too. Okay, so the same thing that we did for the margin can be used for our padding. So the same thing, just as clockwise, top, right. Okay, so you can see for the padding, okay, so you can see given the various pixels, okay, so get 40, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so that's our padding. Okay, so padding top. Okay, so padding top, I'm going to copy all of this and then I'll have to change them to the various style. Okay, so padding. Okay, so I skip this. So you have margin top, margin right, margin bottom, margin left. Okay, now this same for the padding. So padding top, padding right, padding bottom, padding left. Okay, so refresh it, we should have it. Okay, so this is what we refer to as the margin, then there's the padding, and then there's the margin. So you can see when I close this, we should see the actual effect. Okay, so that's it for padding. So you can see the padding, the margin over there, then giving this these values. So that's it. Thank you.